Hello, everyone, and welcome to Critic Reviews. This is a more unscripted version of the whole thing because I didn't have time to, or rather, I didn't want to make a full written review of the thing. So, as I mentioned last week, this week it's a Doctor Who review, and I said I'd be taking a small break to review it. And I decided to invite someone to talk about it with. So I have with me here Sweetie Bloom.
Hello.
Okay, so best to just start now with the things that we liked in the episode. Just a
All right.
spoiler warning. There's
Yeah,
nothing
spoiler.
really to dislike about it.
Yeah, spoilers is Doctor Who.
Okay, so the first thing I noticed with the episode is that I don't know whether this was because it was in a cinema theater, but the whole thing had a more cinematic feel, like I was watching a movie. What did you think?
Yeah, I definitely think that it was grandiose, and certainly because the episode was longer than usual, it did seem very cinematic. That's pretty typical of season openers and closers and Christmas specials. But yeah, I'd say so. I also saw it in theaters, so we're both biased on this. But yeah, I'd say it was more cinematic.
Yeah, it just seemed like the way that a Doctor Who episode is usually presented. This just felt more, as I said, cinematic.
hmm Just because I didn't have much to say about cinematic doesn't mean I won't be squeeing later.
Okay, so second point. I may be slightly biased on this, but Peter Capaldi's Scottish accent is used to comedic effect, which I appreciated quite a lot, seeing as how a couple of regenerations ago, David Tennant's accent was toned down for his role as the Doctor.
Yeah, for David Tennant, I think made they made him cover up his lovely voice with an English accent. Luckily, they let Peter Capaldi keep his accent, which is nice because for me, I'm also kind of biased, but for me, it's one of those things that because Peter Capaldi, that's the thing. Peter Capaldi is like older than the Doctor has been in quite some time. And I think this is what they were going for. It's kind of like, he's lost the kind of charm, the sex appeal because he's older. But I'm like, but he's got a Scottish accent. That ups the points, right? That kind of equalizes it out, I think myself. Um, but I love that he was able to keep the Scottish accent. I love the jokes that they made about the Scottish. I thought it was brilliant. I'm very glad that for once a Scottish actor doesn't have to pretend to be English. It was great. I suppose that next point is mine. I loved Peter Capaldi as the Doctor. He was so great, just immediately coming out. Not in the Christmas special because he only had the one line and you can't pick anything up from it. But he just as soon he exploded onto the screen, as it were, just instantly, and he reminded me of the past Doctors. I don't know how much of that has to do with maybe his age, I don't know, but he reminded me of the past Doctors. I felt like he had a lot of Tom Baker in him. I don't know why. Just I don't know, the way he was just jumping about and rattling things off, and even his costume is very his, the one at the end of the episode was very reminiscent of the old Doctors. The way it's like it's a normal tuxedo, but then it's got like the red lining. It was very like third Doctory. It was very I don't know. I thought he did a great job. I think he's going to do a great job in the future, and I am all excited.
I think the thing they were going for with the 12th Doctor is that uh, he's supposed to be less friendly, less approachable than the other Doctors, which comes across in his costume quite a lot actually. Like it's less uh, flamboyant, or like there's no big sort of gimmick for him. He's just the Doctor.
Yeah, like there's the last few doctors have all worn like suits of some sort, have all been in relatively formal wear. And yeah, they all had a sort of gimmick, bow ties are cool, and then David Tennant usually had his trench coat or something, but yeah, he's very much straight and simple. It's a suit. Not no bow ties, no ties at all, which is interesting because yeah, I know it probably was supposed it was probably supposed to symbolize like, oh, it's not Matt Smith. Only Matt Smith can wear a bow tie, except that the Doctor's worn bow ties before. and has almost always had something around, near his neck. But now it's like, no, 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 no. That's gone. That's the way of the past now. He's just not open collar, because his collar is buttoned up all the way at the top, which kind of gives it a strict feeling, but there's no tie or bow tie to give the flamboyance. The only flamboyant part really is the red lining, which is mostly hidden unless he flashes it at you.
Okay, so there's Scottish accent written here again.
I just wanted to make sure I got my rant across.
Yes, we all love the Scottish accent.
Yes.
Everyone except me.
Scottish accents are cool.
Yeah, sort of.
Did you like the kind of, I don't know if you would necessarily say jabs, but the jokes they made at the expense of the Scottish accent?
Just like, oh, I could complain about things.
Yeah, that one. That
I mean,
was
I can really complain about things.
I thought that was great. I don't know if that was offensive for you, but the entire theater chuckled at that one.
Attack eyebrows.
Attack eyebrows.
That was the most amazing joke I've ever seen. Like even back when they did the Christmas special, I saw a lot of people talking on the internet about like Peter Capaldi's eyebrows. He was like, so I think they noticed that when they were writing the script, and well,
Yeah.
yeah,
That,
that
and
happened.
like all of the doctors have had some sort of, like, shall I say, almost like a physical thing. Like Christopher Eccleston was about the ears. He had the big ears. And they have really played that up since Christopher Eccleston was like, "No, I don't want anything more to do with you." Then it's like, "Oh yeah, well, we're gonna make fun of your ears till the end of time." then then David Tennant's thing, I think, was more that he was like unnaturally skinny. Like he was super skinny, like Matchstick Man. And then of course there was Chinny in Matt Smith. And now so they just start off immediately.
Remember in that thing in the theaters with the
Yeah, with the
Strax, he oh,
yes.
that was so
that
funny.
was that was great.
Where he just
But
like kept mentioning his
yep,
chin.
kept mentioning his chin. Kept on having pictures like at an up angle, so the first thing you see is his chin. I don't even know. I don't think his chin. I don't know. Maybe I'm just not a chin person. I'm like,
It's just like that's not funny.
that's
Not
not funny.
funny.
Why am I laughing? Stop laughing. It's not funny.
Oh.
But yeah, they start you off with this new doctor telling you it's attack eyebrows. That's the thing. That's the problem. It's fine until the eyebrows. These are attack eyebrows.
I think everything about the new Doctor is supposed to like symbolize the fact that he's darker and less
Mhm.
fun.
But a good less fun. I think he's going to be fun, but he's not going to be the kind of childish nature that Matt Smith was.
He's going to be
No,
less bouncy.
less bouncy. Or when he's bouncing, it will be funnier because he's old, and old people bouncing is funny.
Like there was a I don't know if you've seen a clip for the next episode.
I haven't. No,
Alright,
no spoiler. No
I'm not going to mention it then.
spoilers.
Uh, oh, this was an amazing part of the last episode, should I say?
Yeah.
Yeah, that the episode we're talking about.
Deep breath.
Deep breath. No. um.
I was just
Uh.
going to see how long it took you to explode.
Oh, because we've gone on longer, but don't want to have any kind of ridiculously large gaps. Uh, the Matt Smith cameo at the end, I think, was pretty awesome. Uh, I think the reason why I did like it is that it's not like it wasn't just put in there without a purpose. I think it was supposed to uh, sort of bridge the gap between the two doctors, like give some kind of closure for that part of it, because it was all really kind of sudden.
Compared to the last Doctor Regenerations, it wasn't all that sudden, I thought. Like the between Eccleston and Tennant, because these were the ones I was kind of moderately present to. Admittedly, I started with Tennant, so I had to backtrack to see that regeneration. But it was, he had his little speech of saying goodbye to Rose, but it was, especially if you were new to Doctor Who, it was like, what is this new devilry? With Tennant to Matt Smith, let's just say that I did not enjoy the closure. The very last second of the closure, didn't appreciate. I think with this, I don't know, I thought there was enough closure because he was able to say goodbye. He wasn't able to try to explain to her what was going on. Because this is the second Doctor in the new season that has had a companion with him when he regenerates. Chris tried to explain to Rose, it didn't quite get across. Matt tried to explain to her, but I feel like he was kind of going off the point. I don't know. I felt like that was enough for me. I don't know. As long as he didn't say I don't want to go, I suppose I was appeased. The only issue I had with the voicemail thing is I don't have an issue with it. It was fine, but the reason I didn't love it, I think, is because I was spoiled for it. Thank you, Robin. I was promised it was not a big spoiler, but he said something to the effect of like Matt Smith's going to leave a voicemail or something, and I'm like, oh, I already knew it was coming. Damn it.
Yeah, I found out about that a while ago when they were filming the episode.
Yeah, oddly, I sort of did. Like when the scene started, I kind of recognized it because I'd seen like pictures. It looked like one of the crew members was taking a picture of the scene, but I couldn't really figure out what was going on in the scene. But yeah, unfortunately, I was spoiled to that, so I was like, "Oh, they're all right. Bye, Matt Smith. Go away."
There was another thing I noticed about this scene. The Doctor says about how Clara like doesn't see him as the Doctor. Like uh,
Mm,
like she looks at him and she doesn't see the Doctor. She sees this different kind of person,
hmm
and it kind of reminds me of how it was before. Like with the whole Impossible Girl arc. Like,
Right.
but like kind of the opposite. He,
Yeah.
he looks at her and he sees someone else
hmm
rather
Yeah.
than yeah.
While we're on that topic, let's jump to Clara. And I know some people are like not big on her. Some people love her. I'm sort of in the middle. More, I was more on the yeah, I like her. She's fine. She's cool. Nothing, she's fine. I didn't like her in this episode. I hope that feeling doesn't linger. But because the thing is, when Peter Capaldi was announced to be the Doctor, I was thoroughly disappointed in the fandom and how a lot of them were like, he can't be the Doctor. He's old. And I was like, oh my gosh, get over yourselves. I was all like, you guys are so judgmental, blah, blah, blah. How does Clara start out? He can't be the Doctor. He's old. Oh my God. I was not a fan of that. I don't know. I wasn't a fan of that mentality that she didn't like him because he was old. Therefore, he wasn't the Doctor because he was old. I'm like, don't give me that crap. Did you see the first Doctor? See the first Doctor? He was old. In fact, the first several Doctors were, depending on your definition, you know, a lot of them had white hair. And
Actually, the second Doctor was
the second
actually
Doctor,
kind of young.
relatively young, yeah.
I think he's the second youngest.
Is he?
No, the third youngest. Maybe David Tennant was
Because I
younger.
thought, I
I
thought,
mean,
I thought all of the newer Doctors, except for Capaldi, were younger than
hold
the
on.
second Doctor. To Google, we will find this out. But yeah, I mean, the second Doctor was pretty young, but then the third Doctor was old again. Fourth Doctor, I really don't know. I guess he was pretty young. He certainly had color in his hair.
Ages of Doctor Who actors on their debuts. Let's see. Uh, no, Patrick Troughton was 46.
See, haha, I'm not crazy. Like
And
he was younger than the first Doctor, certainly, but
the
I think
youngest one,
everybody was.
the youngest one to ever be on Doctor Who is Matt Smith.
Matt
He was
Smith.
he
Yeah, I
was
thought
20
he was.
he was 27 when he started.
Yeah, I thought he was the baby, which is why I kind of got the idea that the way the new Who was going to work out was before Peter obviously was announced was that it's going to get younger and younger, and it's kind of like the only way younger for Matt Smith is like Daniel Radcliffe. That's like the only option for younger than Matt Smith. So I guess they realized they'd written themselves into a corner. It's like, well, we have to jump back.
And then now Peter Capaldi is I think he's as old as William Hartnell was when he started
Really?
as the Doctor. Yeah.
Ooh, I hope he lives through it. William Hartnell had to resign because he was dying.
Yeah, that was ages ago. People lived less
True,
time.
true.
Uh,
But then again, our generation's getting so obese that it's evening out.
yeah,
Anyway,
very true. Hold on, where's the thing? Ah, there's the thing. There's something that you brought up. Uh, it's that there was a part during the episode where they brought up using human parts to repair a ship.
yeah, the whole girl in the fireplace thing, I both kind of loved and hated because the whole Madame de Pompadour. When it first came up, I went, this is this is the Madame de Pompadour episode, David Tennant throwback, which at first annoyed me. I was kind of like, come on, guys, But then it's one of those things that because they acknowledged it, it kind of made it okay. Because like throughout the episode, Peter's going, I swear I've seen this before. Like I swear I've gone through this. And then the what was it? The Marie Antoinette sister ship to Madame de Pompadour. Now, to be fair, of course, David Tennant never, or well, the 10th Doctor never knew the name of the ship. So he didn't know it was the SS Madame de Pompadour. But, obviously, if he was within his mind, he could have obviously figured that out. So, on the one hand, I mean, I always like references to 10th Doctor episodes, but it did seem like a copy paste. But because they acknowledged it, it sort of kind of made it okay. I don't know.
Really?
I don't know. Both?
uh, there's well, these are things that we didn't really like about the episode. Like I said, there's not too many.
We have
Uh,
transition.
and the last one is I actually found that like they said that the new Doctor was going to be the new Doctor who was going to be less like funny and like less focusing on like being funny, and rather than that they would go into more dark territory. But a lot of the scenes, a lot of the scenes were really kind of forgettable, uh, and they don't really add anything to the episodes. They just like act as filler, uh, and scenes like that just well, they don't annoy me, but they they kind of they kind of kill the pace, if you know what I mean.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't know. This is okay. Do you have any specific examples?
Like like there's that scene uh where Clara wakes up and Strax throws a newspaper in her face, and uh the whole medical scan thing. Like all that was just uh, it just slowed the pace, and uh, I didn't like it really. I mean, it was funny, sure, but
Mm-hmm.
mm,
One slightly off topic, and by slightly I mean quite a bit. One thing I noticed upon like thinking about, they had a very interesting direction that they took how the episode was going because they made it take place in Victorian England. You sort of when Clara was quote unquote left behind, even though I'm like obviously she's not going to be left behind because first of all we're still seeing everything from the point of view of her, so obviously he's going to come back. But it was interesting because they said it in Victorian England, there almost did seem like there may have been an iota of doubt Maybe he doesn't come back. Maybe she has to start a new life in Victorian England. And maybe that connects her to her life and she just kind of pretended she didn't know the doctor. You know, so maybe that connected to her life as when he not for the second time that he met her, but then he came back for her and all that and malarkey.
Oh,
But
right. Oh, wait, I
I,
get what you mean. Yeah.
yeah, that kind of making it that setting may have, I don't know, there was a moment where I went, that would be interesting if that's what if they would do that. They're not going to, but that'd be cool.
Mm.
And then they didn't, and I was like, okay, yeah. So we still don't know. Okay, awesome.
Still don't know what.
Still, well, like connecting her, why she's the impossible girl, unless I missed that.
That was that was uh that was answered in the Name of the Doctor,
Oh,
the
right,
series 7 finale.
right, right.
Like she jumped into the Doctor's time stream and she was like
Oh,
split
that's
up
right.
all across and stuff like that.
Yeah, I guess I figured. For some reason, I guess I didn't connect the two questions. I don't know.
Hmm. Hmm. Well, that's all.
Mhm.
That's all we've got written down.
Yeah, yeah, that was the thing. I'm like, I see her jumping around, but she's conscious doing that, and it's not. I don't know. It seemed different to me. Maybe it's the same thing. I don't know. Maybe I have to go back and watch that episode. I have a tendency, unfortunately, with Doctor Who to only watch episodes once. So sometimes when something's brought up again, I'll go, "What? I don't remember that. That was months ago."
Unfortunately, I remember everything from every episode. So, yeah. Anyway, yeah, that's all we have written down. Sorry, this is so uh, unorganized and stuff. I'll get back to a written review next week for the episode Into the Dalek. That should be interesting.
Hooray!
Uh, I'm the Ponyville Critic.
I'm Sweetie Bloom.
Thank you for watching.